This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a home builder? Well, what may be closer than you think? Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, John Tennell with John Tennell Home Builder. John, how's it going today?
It is going very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, we are so excited to learn all about you and your business. Can you start by telling our listeners a little bit about your company?
I've been building for 37 years now. So that's a long time. I built my first house completely when I was 17. Right now, I'm building a neighborhood in Kennedale with 11 houses. I've subdivided some land, dug a lake, and then we're building 11 houses. We've done 3 in the last 10 weeks, 3 houses. So we're very fast.
Wow. Now you said we. Are you a co-owner of this business?
No, me and my crew. Sorry. They all work for me. Here's what I found. I found that actual owners and people that are in charge say things like we, us, and our. It's all like community type things. And people who are low on the totem pole say me and mine and I. So they're always like, this is my aisle. And the owners are like, it's ours. It's cool. But
yes, because you always have to acknowledge the team.
Exactly.
And how did you originally get into this business?
I had long hair when I was young, and it was the only job I could get was construction. And for a while, I hated it. And then I think I was 22, and I started my own business. And then I started making money. I was like, oh, you know what? This is actually pretty good. So that was 30 years ago. And now, I build a lot. I build a lot of houses.
And what is the most common myth or misconception you come across in your industry with as many years of experience that you have in this industry?
Most common myth? I don't know. It's hard to build square things in a round world. People expect absolute perfection, but they don't want to pay for it, right? And so you're like, look, you can get pretty darn good, like real close to perfect for a reasonable price. I heard somebody say a long time ago, it'll cost 2 or 3 times as much to get something 15% better. And I'm like, I don't know that a lot of people want to pay that. So we get what we call a blank canvas of a house, right? So we're building 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage houses, huge, big walk-in closets. The master bedroom has a 10-foot by 16-foot closet. They've got 9-foot ceilings. They're spray foam insulated. They're on a half acre of land. They back up to Little Lake, and they're $450. So that to me is a very fair price for all that stuff. It's got granite countertops and soft close cabinets and lots of features. But then you get these people like, well, why didn't you do, I don't know what? And everybody's got a complaint. And I'm just like, I don't know. Why didn't you do whatever I wanted, weirdo?
Now, we know marketing is the heart of every business. Have you ever thought about having your very own podcast? And what are you currently doing to market your business?
That's a good question. So I make 5 to 15 videos a day, and I post those on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And I have about 42,000 followers on TikTok, about another 38,000 on Facebook, and then I've got YouTube and Instagram as well. I also had a TV show called John Works Too Much. I got 7 seasons, so it's 142 episodes, and it was the #1 show on the channel. Was getting 91,000 views a day. I've got 7 books published on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle, and I've got 3 albums. I play guitar, piano, and sing. My band is Angels Unaware, and I'm very, very plugged in with a lot of people. So, I do a lot of things. And so typically by the time a house is ready, everybody's already seen it. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen it already. And, somebody is going to say yes. And so it's in the neighborhood that I live in, and I want to have good neighbors. So I'm always excited to meet them and, get to know them.
That's amazing. And so who are your target clients? Who are your potential customers?
That's a good question. I mean, it's not exactly a starter home, but they're affordable, right? So 450, 5 years ago, 450 seemed like shocking, and 20 years ago, 450 was like, you must be rich. But now you're kind of like, 450 is about average. I don't know, families, people who have decent jobs, not amazing jobs, but decent jobs. I think our neighborhood has a lot of blue collar workers. There's a lot of people that work hard for a living. We've got an electrician, we've got fence builder, deck builder, concrete guy, garage door installer, somebody that works for the landfill. Trying to think what else. It's a lot of hardworking guys and girls. But I'm just saying, as far as the man of the house, for the most part, we're a bunch of hardworking people. So I enjoy that because anything you need in this neighborhood, we're like, oh, we can fix that, and then we just do.
Now, what is one thing our listeners can remember about John Tennell Home Builder?
John works too much, and that is a true story. So I used to work 100 hours a week plus, but I've really tapered it down to about 98 hours a week. So that's way better. And then when I'm not building, then I'm doing other things too, playing shows and making videos and all kinds of things. But I enjoy it. So we're supposed to love our neighbors ourselves. And I think that a lot of people are just scared to even see their neighbors. And they're like, oh, my neighbor saw me, it's time to move. But I want to get to know my neighbors. I've got a community garden at my house. I want to know them. I want them to know me. I want to have community. I think that if somebody stumbles, that the rest of us should lift them up. I think that we should care about our neighbors, and when something's going bad for them, that we help them. If something's going good for them, we celebrate with them, and then pool our resources and I don't know, and be a community like we should be. And so I think that that's very important that we do that. And I think that a lot of people don't. And so I strongly encourage that in where I live and really everywhere. But, we're building homes in my neighborhood right now. And so I want to get to know people. I want to help people. I want to make their lives better and all those things. So it's not just about building a house and making some money. It's about building friendships for life.
And where does your heart for helping people come from, John?
I used to be a drug dealer and a drug addict. I was a runaway and a dropout, and I was homeless. And I was a thief and a liar and every other bad thing. And I overdosed and died and went to hell. And I got a second chance at life. And when I did, I decided that I'm not going to do any of those things anymore, and that I'm going to I'm going to do the right thing. And I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. And so I do everything in my power to try to make the world a better place.
Wow. It sounds like you've certainly been through some things, John. Well, we are happy that you are alive and well with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about John Tennell Home Builder?
Well, if you follow me on Facebook, just John Tennell, or Instagram, I think it's John_Tennell. TikTok is John Works Too Much. And then YouTube is also, the same, John Tennell. So you can look at any of those things. You can also search Amazon, Kindle, Audible, or any streaming platform for my music, which is Angels Unaware. And that comes from a scripture that says, be careful to be kind to strangers, because in doing so, some have entertained angels unaware. And I just think what a beautiful thing it would be to finally get to Judgment Day and then realize, like, oh, hey, man, what's up? And then you're thinking, oh, it's not going to go so good for me. But then somebody comes and vouches for you, and then you realize that was a citizen of heaven, that you were kind to somebody, and it really did matter. I don't think we should do it for that reason, but I just think that that's a beautiful thought.
Most definitely. Well, John, I really appreciate you being on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.
Awesome job. You did an amazing job, John.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's my first time being on your show.
Let's go ahead and go over the next steps